Hey everybody, today I'm going to talk about what I think the first step in starting a homestead is, and it's also the cheapest and easiest step there is, which is buying chickens. All right, thanks for watching. I hope y'all everybody has a great day. No, I'm just kidding. But seriously, uh, I think chickens is the first step to starting a homestead, or it should be. Again, because it's the easiest and most affordable option that you'll have. Everything else in homesteading costs quite a bit more. Now, some people might say that gardening could be the first step in homesteading. And while a lot of homesteads, most homesteads have gardens of some sort, if that's all you have is a garden, then I would personally say that you're a gardener and you're not quite yet a homesteader. For me, what actually sets you as a homesteader would be having some type of animal or livestock for purposes other than being just a pet, that it provides something, some type of food or service uh, to your homestead that would actually make it a homestead. Uh, and the cheapest and most readily available option are chickens. They're a great starter animal when you're, especially if you're new to this, if you're just thinking about starting a homestead and getting into it. I would definitely recommend chickens because taking care of the chickens will teach you a lot about other animals that you might want to get down the road. One of the reasons why chickens are so easy is because you literally just go to a Tractor Supply, or you could order them online, but they're readily available at feeder stores, like Tractor Supply. They always have chickens, they got ducks, they got turkeys, but usually they always have some kind of chicks coming through on a regular basis. So they're very cheap and easy to pick up. And all you got to do is just buy chickens. Start a homestead, just buy chickens. Just go for it. They're cheap and easy, and you really don't need much at first. Uh, Hell, you could keep them in your bathtub at first, or a plastic bin with a water and feeder and some sort of source of heat, which all this stuff is cheap, but you don't need to have everything at the very beginning when you're first buying chicks. I guarantee you, as soon as you buy those chicks, you're going to start looking up, okay, what do I need for this and what do I need for that? And you're going to go out and get those things, and then you're going to improve. You're going to make mistakes and you're going to learn from them. But the great thing is chickens are cheap and easily replaceable. If you do happen to have a few die on you, it's an easy fix or easy solution. And you learn with chickens how to be a better homesteader and what's required to take care of those chickens, because a lot of those things that you learn from taking care of chickens will carry on to a lot of other animals that you'll have one day on your homestead, like turkeys and ducks and things like that, even rabbits. We have meat rabbits here, and it all started from chickens. And one thing that I think about starting with chickens is great is because it's so cheap and easy. It's awesome to start with them because that's where you can really figure out if homesteading is really for you. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to go buy land or buy a property and get goats or cows or pigs, right? For you to then realize that homestead, it ain't for you, it ain't what you thought. I would suggest always start out with chickens because they're the most least cost uh, burden on you. You're not gonna spend as much money on them as you will the other animals, and so if you end up finding out, whether it be a couple weeks, couple months, couple years down the road, that this really ain't for you, it's not what you thought it was. At least it's only chickens that you purchased and had to take care of. It's a bigger debt if you go full out, uh, full scale right from the get go. So chickens are a great starter as for that aspect. But again, you don't really need a lot just to start with chickens. Just get the chickens, and then you're gonna figure out what you need for them. If you buy the baby chicks, then you're like, okay, I need uh, some type of brooder. Again, a plastic bin, hell, a bathtub will work. You don't have to spend a lot of money on a fancy brooder in the beginning. They're chickens. They're pretty resilient. They can survive through some stuff. So they're sometimes they can seem fragile, but they're really not. So once you buy your chick, you'll buy a water, a feeder, some feed, a heat source, either it be a lamp or a heating pad that they can go under to stay warm, right? And then you'll learn, and then they'll start to grow, and you'll watch them grow. And all that time while they're growing, you have time to research and learn how to take care of them and do it better over time. So you don't really need a bunch of money right up front. The other option is what me and my wife did. We went out and bought uh, some cinnamon queens. Sometimes they're called cinnamon queens, sometimes they're called other things, but they're from the big producers, and then they sell them for dirt cheap to other people, and then they sell them out to homesteaders and chicken enthusiasts and stuff like that to turn a little profit. So in order to get chickens quick that were ready to lay eggs, that were already laying eggs, we bought 5 hens from one of the major producers, and we just stuck them in the backyard. I'll put up a little fence in area. Made them. We bought a cheap coop from Tractor Supply, and there we were in business. They were popping out eggs every day for us. But even that is fairly cheap. You don't necessarily need a chicken coop right off the bat. Uh, you could make a chicken coop out of pretty much anything, any kind of place where they can hide at night and get away. Now, depending in your area, you might have predators. Um, we really didn't. At the time, we were living in a duplex with a tiny backyard, a very, very small backyard. And we were in the city, and there was restrictions on how many chickens. You couldn't have roosters, anything like that. You could you could let them around your whole backyard if you really needed to. If you didn't have the money to put up a fence for an actual chicken run area, you could just let them in your backyard. As long as they have food, water, and a place to go at night, you could make a little shelter for them. Hell, you could turn that plastic bin upside down that you use for the baby chicks or whatever, cut a hole in it for a doorway, and there you go. You can pretty much make a shelter out of everything. And then as you progress, you can make it better and better. But chickens are very easy to take care of just starting out because they're pretty simple to take care of. And then you learn again as you go, and you research and you figure out, oh, I want this for my chickens and that for my chickens, and I want to upgrade. I want an automatic door and all that automatically opens in the morning and shuts at night. And you can get all that stuff as you go along, but again, you don't need it starting off. But your experiences with the chicken as they grow, or if you get them already laying, you're going to spend time with them, and you're going to realize whether you like it or you don't. And then that's a good judgment for you to base a decision later on if you actually want to go farther in the homesteading journey, or you want to bow out and get rid of your chickens to somebody else and not go down that route. But at least you're not wasting a ton of money figuring that out. Now we started off in a tiny duplex. It was 900 square feet, very small backyard. We were restricted on space a lot, but we were excited to start and have our own eggs. And we were naive. We thought, get some chickens, we get free eggs all the time. And then you soon realize that they're not so much free. You pay for them, but they're fresh and they taste different. They taste better than the store big farm eggs. But they're definitely not free. But we fell in love with it, and we enjoyed it so much. And you know, we always planned and wanted to have a house on some property. Maybe not so much a homestead particularly, But we knew we wanted something, similar, a house on some land. But we went ahead and got chickens, living in the duplex, and we fell in love with it, and we wanted more. And we ended up buying some more chicks from Tractor Supply and from breeders around the area, not just from Tractor Supply. We started looking up different breeds, and we really dived into the chicken world, because it's its own whole world of breeds and meat chickens and egg layers, and a lot of things to find out and learn. So we bought some specific breeds uh, and raised them from chicks. Well, one of them turned out to be a rooster. And like I said, we were in the city and we weren't allowed to have roosters. And so we knew it was a rooster, but it hasn't really started crowing yet. It was just kind of practice crowing. And we were like, oh man, we got a rooster. We're going to have to give it away or kill it, because if somebody complains about it and the city finds out, they can fine us, Because my wife wanted to keep that rooster so bad, that is what caused us to start looking at houses on land. That alone was a reason for us to start trying to see if we could qualify for a loan to buy a house. We've been working on our credit for a while, because the things in our past, we didn't have the best credit. And so we were working on our credit to try to get it up so one day we could buy a house. Well, because of that rooster, we were pressured to see if that time was now, if we could do it. And sure enough, we were able to get pre-qualified for a loan for a house. And so the search began from that, and we ended up finding this property on 2 acres. And now we have a homestead. We have chickens, we have turkeys, we have ducks, we have meat rabbits, we have goats, we have dogs. And eventually one day I want to have pigs. Not yet, but it's a journey. And we have all this because of one rooster that my wife didn't want to get rid of. So I would definitely say start with chickens. Again, they're cheap, easily accessible. You're not going to drain your life savings into them. You're not going to waste a lot of money and then end up finding out that it's not for you. You're going to find out if it's for you, and then start adventuring into the more expensive things. But they definitely changed our life, and they could potentially change your life too if you're just now thinking about starting homesteading, or if you're curious about it. I would definitely suggest making chickens your first option. So there you go. That, to me, that is the first step in starting a homestead the safe and smart way. And with that, I hope everybody has a great day today.